Hey folks, in this Underused Champion Spotlight, we take a look at the Sentinel Sorrow himself, Galio. Galio is a tanky AP bruiser type that usually sits in top or mid lane. However, support Galio can turn bot into a heavy harass lane. Now let's take a look at his abilities. His passive, Runic Skin, converts 50% of his magic resist into ability power. His Q, Resolute Smite, is a ranged skill where Galio fires concussive blast from his eyes. On impact, it slows enemy champions and deals AoE damage. You want to grab this skill first and max it by level 9. His W, Bulwark, is a support skill that shields an allied champion, increasing their armor and magic resist, and grants Galio health every time that champion suffers damage. He can also cast it on himself. Remember to take advantage of this skill. It will be your lifesaver. Literally. His E, Righteous Gust, is a skill shot that causes a gust of concussive wind that damages enemies. It also leaves a directional draft in its wake that buffs ally movement speed. It can be very useful in charging opponents or escaping pursuers. Pick this up at level 3, but max it last. In his ultimate, Idol of Durand, Galio assumes the form of a statue, taunting nearby enemies and storing concussive energy as they attack him. Galio then bursts from his statue shell, releasing the stored energy to damage surrounding foes. The channel lasts 2 seconds. Through the duration of his ultimate, he blocks 50% of all incoming damage. Remember, casting Bulwark on yourself before channeling your ultimate not only blocks more damage, but allows you to regain health. I know he seems like he's a very tough champ, so then why is he barely played? Galio has a big problem of getting outclassed or outplayed by other champions. He's slow and very much like a real gargoyle. Doesn't move much. High mobile champs can run circles around him. His ult is a 2-second channel, which means a simple stun or a knockup will prematurely end it. And Galio has some pretty high cooldowns, not always the best when you want to spam your Q. So be prepared to be flapping around waiting for your abilities to refresh before you can really do much in a fight. But does this make Galio horrible? No, far from it. He's still an excellent initiator and can soak up a ton of damage for your team. He's strong without damage because of his good CC, and he counters most AP mages and carries. There's also the added benefit that most players are not used to the matchup, so use that to your advantage. For builds, start off with 2 fairy charms, 2 health pots, 1 stealth ward, and a warding totem. This gives you some nice sustain in early game. Pick up Chalice of Harmony as soon as you can, so you don't run out of mana after those 3 Qs. You will build this into Athene's Unholy Grail, which you will definitely need to shorten his unbearably long cooldowns. He's slow, so grab boots. You'll upgrade these to Mercury Treads mid-game. Either Rabadon's Death Cap or Rod of Ages should be a part of your core build. Because of his passive, Abyssal Scepter is more effective on him than other champions in the game, and will allow him to dominate other AP carries. As for other items, he's quite versatile, so react to the enemy team's lineup. Dying a lot? Guardian Angel allows you to initiate kamikaze style with an increased chance of survival. Banshee's Veil makes an interruption less likely when channeling your ult. If you're going full tank, Randuin's Omen is an obvious choice, as well as Locket of the Iron Solari. If you're going support, Twin Shadows and Ardent Censer will be very useful. For runes, we suggest 9 Marks of Magic Penetration, 9 Glyphs of Scaling Magic Resist, 9 Seals of Scaling Health, and 3 Quints of Magic Resistance. As for masteries, you want to grab Sorcery and Offense, 21 points defense, and Fleet of Foot and Meditation and Utility. Remember, Flash doesn't always have to be a tool to escape. Flashing into an enemy team and then immediately ulting can have a devastating impact. In teamfights, keep in mind, you are there to mitigate damage and help the team. Leave nuking to your ADC. Try and use your abilities for their utility and not to get the killing blow. Using Resolute Smite to slow down a fleeing champion will help the team more than you trying to whittle away at their tank's health. Keep these tips in mind, get tanky, and cue the music. For more tips, tricks, and guides for League of Legends and all your favorite games, head over to primagames.com.